Good morning, good morning. Hey, everybody. I am live over here on Facebook and over here on the Instagram. So if you see me like looking around, okay, that what happen is I'm live in two different places. Okay, so I have had a lot of my clients wanting to know more about prioritizing their schedule, okay, because I'm a life coach, right? And so we deal with um, a lot of how to kind of revisit some of the pains and the struggles from our past, right? How to not only heal those but honor those for what they've taught us and begin to implement a structure to move forward, right? So that when we recognize when those bad habits, those bad thoughts come up again, and how to recognize it, honor it, and then move through it. Okay. But one of the things that I really work with my clients on is okay, well, what does that look like in my daily life? Right. And in order to do that, you have to structure your day. And I understand if you're one of those people that are like, but I like to flow. Okay, cool. How is that serving you? Like that's always my question is okay, but you're not getting the results that you say you want. So, how is the flow serving you? Right. And here's the truth, you can have flow, but have it within framework. Okay. So, just some tips real quick on how to really optimize your day. Okay. In your schedule, I should be able to look at your calendar and tell what's most important to you in your life, right? How many of you can say that that's a thing? Typically, that's not what happens. Typically, you look at somebody's calendar and you see dentist appointment, haircut, pick up kids, right? Like all these things. And I'm like, cool, where's your time for you? Well, I just do that whenever. Oh, and so one of the problems is you're saying you feel burnt out. It's because you're not making you a priority. Do you see? So you have to figure out one, what your priorities are. What are your non-negotiables? The things that inspire the best version of yourself. If you imagine who that best version of yourself is, what does she look like? What does she do? How is she showing up? Right? You get that really clear image in your head, and then you kind of reverse engineer what that's going to look like in your daily life. Okay, so that helps you establish what your non-negotiables are. Some of mine are 5:15 in the morning, my alarm goes off. I have it set on the other side of the room so that I'm forced to get out of my bed and go get it. Okay, so I get out of my bed, I go get it, and the title on my alarm says, Live Your Best Life. Okay. Now, if that's the first thing that I'm seeing in the morning, I'm not going to go get back in my bed because then I'm not living my best life. Like I'm sleeping it away, So, but I have to have that reminder of like, it's really 20 extra minutes, 30 extra minutes, 40 extra minutes is not worth it. It's not worth it. Okay. So I have that. That's a priority. Then I get up and I do my Bible time. Like I have time where I am getting filled because I know that the rest of my day is going to be spent pouring out. And so often we feel so exhausted because we're trying to pour from an empty cup, because we're waiting until our kids wake us up before we're actually trying to get about our day. And then we feel like we're starting out behind, which sucks, right? Being behind, feeling like you're behind, that sucks. Then you wake up already exhausted. Okay. And that's just no good. It's just no good, my friend. It's definitely not living your best self. Okay. So I have my devotion, I get filled up. Then the kids, get them off to school, do all the things. Then I go back and really have some good solid prayer time where I'm asking the Holy Spirit, like, okay, what do you want me to know today? What do you want me to, what's the message for my podcast? And then I come in here, I write out my podcast, and I record it. Okay. Those are very important to me. Those are priorities to me, and they're on my calendar. Okay. Then I also have my meetings, my calls with my clients, my calls with my mastermind group where I go get filled, my one-on-one calls. All of those things are on my calendar. I also have on my calendar to pick kids up, to have time with my husband at night. Sure enough, it's on my calendar. I have reflection and uh what's another R word? Reflection and anyway, like journaling time. Like I journal and I reflect on what's happened during the day, right? All that is on my calendar. Those are all priorities. Okay? And when those priorities are on my calendar, I then go and adjust accordingly around it. Okay? Those are my non-negotiables. I know that those are the things that I have to get done today. But in the in-between time is when I will do other things, right? And the thing is, when you have your priorities, and let's say something happens and it totally sets you off of your routine, right? Like I went to Arizona last week. I'm leaving to go to Arizona again on Sunday. So this week I've spent getting back into my routine because I was so far off my routine in Arizona because it's, 2 hours behind what I'm used to. So I didn't sleep hardly at all. I was waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning in Arizona and I was like, oh, this sucks. You know what I mean? And so it took a couple days to get used to that. And so now coming back, I'm like, oh. But that's the importance of having that structure, right? I can still flow. I can still do different things that I need to get done, but it's within my structure. I know that if I'm in my structure, if I'm hitting my non-negotiables, then I'm okay, right? I'm not running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I'm not feeling anxiety and overwhelm and stress that I'm not going to get done the things that I need to get done. Okay? Because maybe if you're like me, and what I used to do is when, and I am noticing that my oldest, he'll be 12 this weekend, but he's starting to do the same thing. And Matt and I are like, oh crap, like you got that from us. But he will start procrastinating, right? Like he'll put things off and he waits and he waits and waits. And then he feels like high anxiety to get it done. And I'm like, oh, you learned that from us. And so we're trying to show him like, okay, you don't have to sit down and do it all at one time. If you have 3 weeks to complete a project, but knowing that you have a long period of time to accomplish something, your brain goes, okay, cool. I can take it easy. No problem. I can fill up 3 weeks, right? But if you sit down and you say, okay, I have 45 minutes to accomplish a task, your brain goes, all right, it's time to work. Let's get to it. Okay? So that's what you have to figure out within your day. Once you have your non-negotiables, whatever your flow is going to be, have structured flow. Like allow yourself to flow in a 15-minute spot. Allow yourself to flow in a 30-minute spot. Okay? If you just say, cool, I have 2 hours to do whatever, you're going to do whatever. And probably a lot of that whatever is going to be the scrolling on the social media, right? Well, if you have a business online, then the only reason you should be getting online is to add value to your people, is to connect with your people, to build relationships with your people. Don't just be a consumer, right? Create. Engage, build relationships. People want to get to know you more. And in order to do that, you have to show up, right? You have to show up and be yourself. And here's the thing. This is why I'm talking about all this to begin with. Because 2 weeks ago, I got on live and I was like, I'm going live every day for 30 days, right? I didn't put it in my calendar. I didn't have a set time that I was going to go live. I was like, I'm just going to flow with it. Whenever I have a 15-minute gap, I'm just going to go live. Okay, I haven't gone live probably 10 days, 8 days, something like that. Because that's what happens. We forget about it. We make an excuse. We go, oh, nobody's going to remember that I committed to that anyway. But we remember, like in our subconscious mind, we know that we committed and we know that we didn't follow through on that. And here's the thing, if we're not keeping commitments to ourselves, of course we're not going to be able to keep commitments to other people. And then we're surprised when we get let down. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real. So I'm telling you that to say that you're not alone. Like I just did it too. You know, I was like, I'll flow. I got it. No problem. It's just going live. I don't got a problem going live. You know, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And I made the excuses when I was in Arizona. Like, I'm just so busy. I got to focus on this. I got to stay focused. I got to do this. When the truth was, I had several 15-minute opportunities that I could have gone live, that I could have been sharing what I was doing because I was getting messages. People wanted to know. People were like, who are these people you're doing? What are you doing in Arizona? And I could have been sharing that with you all. I could have been going live. I could have been letting you see behind the scenes. I could have been doing all of that. But I didn't because I had convinced myself that it's fine. I didn't make it a priority. And your priorities need to go on your schedule. Set alarms. Don't allow yourself to make excuses to get out of it. Okay? That's why they're called non-negotiables. And so in order to find your non-negotiables, remember, who's that best version of you? What does she look like? How does she show up? How does she treat herself? How does she talk to herself? How does she talk to other people? What are her relationships like? What is her work life like? What is her daily life like? Does she wake up excited? Right? Imagine, ask all those questions. Really get to know who she is, that best version of you. Who is that? And then reverse engineer, what does she do on a daily basis? And start doing that. You know, we hear all the time, fake it till you make it. That's garbage. We don't fake it till we make it. Okay? We have to start showing up. Start showing up as that best version of yourself. And then you will become her. There's no faking it. It's becoming. You know, my buddy David Wald, he's always saying, like his mantra is never stop becoming. And it's so true. We're always becoming. Okay, thank you, Hank. He just agreed with me. It's fine. Hank's my dog, if y'all don't know that. He's got a skin condition. I feel so sorry for him. Anyway, that's all I wanted to share with you today is how to find your non-negotiables, prioritize those in your schedule, and then flow around that. Okay, y'all have a great day, and I would love to hear how you organize your schedule, or if you have any questions, let me know. All right, have a good day. Bye. I don't ever know how to end it over here on the Instagram.